Hey everybody, BeyondDrewTV here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Thornton Hills Zoo here in Planet Zoo, where today we're going to go ahead and jump back into the North American section. And yeah, I know, for those of you that follow this series, I know we're jumping all over the place. First the North American section, then the entrance, which I just Thanos'd and destroyed basically, and now we're back over to the North American section. We're gonna get everything straightened out here, but yeah, it was not my plan to go into the North American section right away, but we had this little thing come out for Planet Zoo, the Arctic Pack DLC. You may have heard of it there, but yeah, so that came out and there was a good handful of animals in there that I wanted to go ahead and use in our North American section. So that is the bulk of the episode today, is adding some new animals into the zoo here. So we're going to focus on one animal in particular, which is going to be the polar bear. So yeah, that's what we're going to show off today, is mainly the polar bear, and we also go ahead and build up a little education center slash kind of viewing center as well. We get that pretty much finished up as well. So today's time-lapse portion of the video is going to be a little bit shorter than normal, and that's because I started a new job over the last week or so, kind of been doing different things for that. So yeah, I started a new job, and that's just kind of made recording consistently a little bit tough. So yeah, that should kind of get back into normal as I get adjusted into the new job and the new workflow and everything like that. It's a part-time job, so it's not like I'm going to be disappearing for a long time or anything. It's a part-time gig where I can still kind of stay at home and do stuff around the house still, including making content and YouTube videos among other things. But yeah, and then I can kind of go out into the workforce a little bit there as well. So but yeah, overall it's been a little bit slower, a little bit yeah, just kind of slower getting content out, and that is why, because of the job situation there. So but yeah, overall, like I said, today we're kind of jumping back into the North American section of Thornton Hills Zoo here, and the first thing we're doing is we're using some of these new pieces from the Arctic set, where these really nice, what are they, like Nordic, I guess, pieces, but yeah, they worked really well for a kind of rustic looking viewing platform over our bison and pronghorn habitat there. So this is a quick little, yeah, like I said, just quick little viewing platform there for it. So, but yeah, the new Arctic Pack, definitely pretty happy with it. It's definitely, I was talking to a few people, it doesn't feel like it has the same oomph, the same boom as some of the Planet Coaster DLCs did. Like when the Spooky Pack came out, it like changed the way a bunch of people built in the game, like forever kind of thing. And the like some of the ride packs, the Magnificent Ride Pack and stuff like that, added so many new rides to the game. So this one, like, it feels like an okay opening DLC, but I definitely hope that there is more in the terms of like content overall in future packs. So yeah, that's I guess the whole thing is, like, I'm not dissatisfied with the content in it. I just hope that we get just a little bit more from it, So the building set that we did get from it, the kind of Nordic kind of building set or what have you, that's a really welcome addition to the game. More wood pieces are always a very welcome addition. More rustic pieces and everything like that. So but yeah, that's really nice. And the new animals are definitely awesome as well. And speaking of the new animals and the polar bear, since that's what we're doing today, if you didn't hear about Polar Bear Gate, as I'm calling it, basically when the polar bears released yesterday, the requirements, and they still are as of recording this video, the requirements for the polar bear habitat is nothing short of huge. And Frontier gave a reasoning for it, and it just didn't really jive well with the community there. But yeah, if you didn't hear, Bo made an announcement on the forums, and basically they're going to revert or kind of readjust the polar bear habitat. So those of you that kind of had some issue with the polar bear habitat size, rightfully so for a lot of it, they have listened to the community, and they are going to be rolling out a patch, an update for it. So it'll be about half the size. So I think about 6,000 meters squared is going to be the requirements now. So it's awesome to see that Frontier excuse me, they're always listening to the community, despite what some people think for some reason. But yeah, they do listen to the community, and this kind of just shows right there, that they definitely are listening all the time. So if there is an issue or anything you have with, the game, or if you have not an issue necessarily, but if you have a recommendation for the game, their forums are always open. They're up on Twitter and all that. So yeah, Frontier does listen, and that just shows there. So, but yeah, on the screen here, what we're building, I know I've kind of skipped over it a little bit, not talked about it, but yeah, this is our education center. That's going to be an education center slash yeah, again, viewing area for our polar bear habitat, and we're going to be getting a closer look to all this. I kind of mentioned this in a little bit ago in the video, but yeah, I didn't get a full consistent time lapse of everything, so a bulk of what I did for today's episode is actually not going to be in the time lapse, and we're going to be jumping into a live portion of Thornton Hills Zoo where I'm going to have to carefully pan around because, again, I'm working on the entranceway right now, and I really haven't shown any of it off on Twitter, Discord, or anything. Kind of showed the entrance plaza, but not really. I'm trying to keep this one a little bit close to the chest to see what comes out of it, but yeah, we're going to jump into a live portion here in the next about minute. There we go. Okay, the time lapse is almost done. Like I said, it's a short one today. We're going to jump into the live portion, go ahead and show off the polar bear habitat, the education center, and kind of show where we're heading for the next episode, because we already have the next animal kind of raring and ready to get built, or have its habitat get built. So yeah, let's let the time lapse here go ahead and finish on out, and I'll see you in the live portion in just a minute. Alrighty, so here we are just outside of our bison and pronghorn habitat, and this is that path that leads down to the new areas that we're going to take a look at here. Yeah, I figured first we'll take a look at what we saw in the time lapse, which again is just this this Nordic kind of viewing area with our Nordic wall sets from the new Arctic pack. You get some really nice views in here of the prairie and everything, of the bisons and everything. There's a really nice view there, like how that came out. And then, what are y'all doing? Uh-oh. That always happens. Let's help our guy out real quick. We're gonna help you out. I'm sorry, buddy. I don't know why you're boxed up, but you know, it happens. It happens. Sometimes you just get boxed up. So, anyways, yeah, if we come down this way then, and now we're getting to a lot more new stuff here. So first we'll take a right at this diverging path and go ahead and head down to our new education center. So this was based off of a reference photo of, I think it was in the Omaha, either zoo or Omaha Museum, but there is a building that looks very similar to this that I thought looked awesome. So we went ahead and, yeah, semi-recreated it there. Didn't do a lot of the interiors yet. I kind of want to come back and do the interiors, but that seems like something for a live stream day or something like that. But yeah, I think it'd be fun to do the interior there. But up here you get these really cool views. If you can, you know, you go up the stairs there and everything like that, you get these awesome views of, there's our polar bear habitat there. So yeah, the idea behind the polar bear habitat, did kind of a lot of research into it. I was wanting to make it, you know, a really natural looking one, but a lot of the polar bear habitats that I have researched, kind of, unfortunately, polar bears are just a really hot button topic for zoos, and understandably so, but a lot of the polar bear habitats aren't the greatest, and even the ones that are considered to be the top of the line polar bear habitats still are not exactly what you would want to expect from a polar bear habitat, I guess you'd say. So I wanted to kind of keep with that still. I know a lot of them have these kind of fake snow rocks there, and that's kind of the idea that we have in the back there. We get those cool Arctic rocks from the DLC, so wanted to kind of use those as much as I can to get that fake snow look about it. But other than that, I know a lot of people are, you know, putting actual snow in their habitats and getting coolers going and everything. For our zoo, they wouldn't really have the kind of budget to have a snow machine to go constantly and have it kept cold enough on you know, hot summer days and stuff like that. So and again, I know it's a hot button issue and all that fun stuff, but for the kind of zoo that we are going for, that's just kind of how I think they would go about it. Not that necessarily that I, you know, fully agree with it. My opinion on polar bears and zoos is that it should not be a thing, and I don't think you should see polar bears in zoos. But, you know, I think it would be, I still wanted to add it in our zoo and still do, you know, a habitat that would kind of make sense for, again, the kind of zoo that Thornton Hills Zoo is there. So you get those really nice views inside the education center. And then right on the back here, because you can kind of see it, you get this little staff room here. And for a minute, I had one of these glass here so the staff could get some nice views of the polar bear. But I decided to nix it, thinking that probably wouldn't be a good idea to do that, or just that wouldn't be a thing that they would probably do there. So as you come around on this side here, you get some a lot better views of the entire habitat there. You can see there's our guy over there. I just say we haven't seen our polar bear yet. What's his name again? It is a male, I'm almost positive. Yes, Nunik. unique polar bear. So just the one. We have just the one. We were going to do a breeding program, but again, when I was doing my research, found out that not saying that they're bad because the intentions behind them are good, but the polar bear breeding program seemed to not be successful at all. From what I did in my research, there's been 0 cubs born in breeding pairs basically in zoos that have been released back out to the wild. So it still seems like something that zoos are trying to figure out as far as breeding programs go. So I opted not to do that for this zoo here. So yeah, that's that there. But you just have a backstage over here. You kind of see some of the backstage sticking up right there. But again, we did the same like we did with our wolf habitat and bear habitat, where we put the the rock facade over top of it there to kind of gussy it up. And then we have the little trench in between there. Went for the trench design. I'm thinking that this polar bear habitat is not brand new by any means. You can tell by the size and stuff like that, and the fact that there's a trench in between it. So I'd say probably early 2000s, maybe mid 90s kind of thing. And then the education center may have been like remodeled or redone, because as you can tell, this is obviously a very modern, stark contrast between kind of the habitat that it adjoins. But so yeah, I think that I would think that they would have redone the education center. There might have been one here before him, but they totally redid it to be this modern building here, and then but the habitat maybe still has not been updated since for a little while there. So but no, overall that is kind of what we got done there. And like I was mentioning, there is the start to another habitat, and that is going to be right on the other side here. The animals are not in it, as you can see. It's just kind of a really big work in progress, but I will give you a hint to what animal is going to go ahead and go in here. Bah, there's your hint. If you don't get it, then okay. But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and build. We're gonna build a habitat over here, and my idea is that we're still not really done with the polar bear habitat, because my idea here is that I want to try and run a path right down the middle of this to get some cool underwater maybe views of like the polar bear habitat over here, and then some really unique views of the whatever's going in here, but views over here of the mountains that they climb up and everything like that. So I think we can kind of get some unique things again with the path kind of just shooting right through the middle of this what would be a man-made structure, man-made mountain and stuff like that. So we'll try and tackle that for the next one there. But no, overall, let's go ahead and we're going to zoom out here. And again, like I mentioned in the speed build, I kind of have to be cautious about where I show. We can't show behind really, but this is how the zoo is coming along there. And I know we're not doing like a full tour, but I do plan on doing a full-on tour probably in the coming month or so. There's going to be some more drastic changes to Thornton Hills Zoo overall as we kind of finish up our North American section, work on the entrance, and also we're going to be having a special guest builder come into the zoo and take over Thornton Hills Zoo there for a little bit of time. And oh, bless you, camel. But yeah, so be on the lookout for a very, very special guest builder. I'm so excited to have him come into the file here. I won't give away who it is quite yet, but chances are you have seen him rescue some other zoos areas and stuff like that. So boom, 2 hints. Hint number 1, hint number 2, rescue. That just gave it away, but that's okay. But anyways, yeah, so a lot of fun things coming to Thornton Hills Zoo, a lot of updates, a lot of changes coming. So yeah, hey, if this is your first time hanging out with us at Thornton Hills Zoo and everything like that, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with all the fun and exciting changes to the zoo there. And yeah, if you've made it this far as well, don't forget to hit that like button. It helps out the channel a lot, and it helps out the video a lot. It tells YouTube that people are hanging out, people are digging the video. It'll tell more people about the video. It'll help grow the channel. So yeah, if you have made it this far, you obviously enjoy the content enough to be able to do at least that. So I appreciate you all as always, and yeah, hey, until the next episode of Thornton Hills Zoo. I gotta get a pretty shot. I always forget I gotta get a pretty shot. There we go, pretty. Until the next episode of Thornton Hills Zoo, you'll have a good one. Thanks so much.